Hello, everyone. This is Stop the Spread. It is a contact tracing mobile application for COVID-19. And we are Min Durbin, Fernando Guardado, and Raymond Wu. What is contact tracing? Contact tracing is the process of identifying persons who may have come into contact with an infected person, and it is also the subsequent collection of further information about these contacts. Basically, a patient with COVID-19 is interviewed and then asked to identify any close contacts they may have had. A contact tracer is assigned and then will contact one of the contacts. And he or she may ask the contact to test for COVID. If they are positive, they are asked to self-quarantine. If they are negative, they may be also asked to self-quarantine or may refer them to support services. The contact tracer may follow up with them daily or refer them to a medical provider if necessary. App introduction. This app is inspired by the current COVID-19 pandemic. It is a cross-platform mobile application for COVID-19 contact tracing, which means it works on both iOS and Android mobile operating system. It is developed based on the U.S. Air Force's requirements and specifications, which is our client. Functionalities. This app provides contact tracing, infection status tracking, and COVID-19 resources, which will be further expanded. This app is impactful for both contact tracers and users because it helps contact tracers quickly identify any positive contacts for a user, and it helps users to know if they're infected, maybe get tested and self-quarantine, and get more resources on what to do next.
Our mobile app will give users the option to track their location, which will be displayed on the heat map. The user can also report whether they tested positive for COVID-19 or have any symptoms, and that will be displayed on the heat map, and initiate the contact tracing algorithm.
Apart from the mobile app, we also had a server. This server was hosted on Heroku, built with Python, and is where our main contact tracing algorithm lived. Below you can see a picture of the contact tracing file running on the server and finding a positive contact for one of our users. Our contact tracing algorithm is fairly simple and can be split up into 3 different sections: the users, the server, and the database. Once a user reports positive for COVID-19, their mobile application will ping our server that there is a possible contact. Once the server knows there's a possible contact, it will check the data in the database to see if we have any positive contacts. If any other user's locations match the criteria, we will send a notification to the positive contacted user and notify them that they may have came in contact with someone that reported positive for COVID-19. Throughout the semester, we were able to have users test our app. We had 2 rounds of testing that helped identify bugs and tweak our app. Since our app is multi-platform, we were able to test both Android and iOS. For iOS, we used TestFlight, which was the easiest way to load our app onto our users' phones. For Android, we simply sideloaded an APK of the application. We provided multiple test scenarios, everything from our sign-in and sign-up process to testing our contact tracing algorithm. With these beta tests, we were able to identify a few bugs, and thanks to our user feedback, we even tweaked our user interface.
Here's our project timeline. In our first phase, we developed the mobile app and server from October of 2020 until March of 2021. The next phase was the first round of user testing, which lasted from March 27th to April 3rd. After that, we fixed any issues that the users had encountered in the 10 days between testing. The second round of user testing began on the 15th and concluded on the 29th of April. Finally, we've reached the last phase where we focused on transferring our work to our clients.
Challenges. There were many challenges during the development cycle, some of which are listed below. Learning React Native and its nuances was a challenge because we were not familiar with React, which is what React Native is based on. Specific platform bugs happens when the code works on iOS but not Android, or vice versa. Issues with third-party libraries include outdated, poor documentation, or just non-existent third-party libraries. Screen size dynamicity arises when a user with a smaller phone-sized screen, the app did not display properly or work properly. And database issue, we had to connect the authentication database with the real-time database in Firebase for the app to work properly. Server issues, there were issues with the Heroku server code not executing correctly remotely. However, it executed locally perfect.